church did not support the president, but a section of some mongrels who thought that by associating with the president, they would gain something out of it. They are the ones who stood with the president in campaign. As a church, we don't campaign for anybody. I tell you, even in this region, we never stood up even to stand with the candidate that stood in our region. So please understand what the church is. It's not the church as a Catholic, as an entity, national entity. Those were sections of some people, like even ourselves here. We stand here. If he decides to go his own way, he is not the church, he is himself, but using the church as a bait for personal interest.
When the government is elected, we have expectation. Now, our expectation has turned out to be our problem because they are not meeting our expectation. This is a government that has tendency of oppressing people. It's a government that has a tendency of lying, and this cannot go well with the church, so to speak. There can be 1, 2, 3 clergy who are supporting them blindly, but we can all see the citizens are crying. Those who are called Mamamboga, the Boda, they are nowhere in the State House, but they were told they will be there. So this cannot allow us to say that things are right. And this is what has gone wrong, because we are not seeing the promises that were made. In the hospital, people are dying.
Okay, now, fellow Kenyans, before I get deep into this discussion, I want all of us to assume this thing. I want all of us to assume that William Ruto forgot with this statement, that no state officer or public servant shall participate in public contributions or Harambees going forward. That was a statement that was made by William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya. That is back in July 5th, 2024. William Ruto said very well that there will be no any state officer allowed to participate in Harambees or contributions. Now, I want us now to look at what happened on Sunday. On Sunday, William Ruto went to Kayole Church, Catholic Church, where he promised to give 5 million.
Kumwimbia nini? Mungu. Kumwimbia Mungu. Sawa. Alafu nimeambiwa na huyu mtu chairman. Naitwa Isanda. Ameniambia mnajenga nyumba ya father hapa. Si ndio? Na mimi ni mtu ya kujenga. Najenga affordable housing, najenga ingine. Hiyo ni kazi yangu. Hiyo ya kujenga mimi naelewa. Sawa? So hiyo nyumba ya father pale wanaisanda. Sawa? Utakuja kuniona Monday ama Tuesday. Takutafutia shilingi milioni 5. Sawa. Lakini na hiyo pesa nasikia mkubwa. Hiyo pesa nitafuatilia. Ukipiga kona hivi kidogo utakutana na mimi. Tumesikia mimi nilisema mambo ni matatu. Ujichunge. Si ndio? Sawa. Alafu mambo yale mengine nitapanga. Kwa sababu niliambiwa pia mnataka basi. Sasa hii mambo yote itawezekana siku moja. Hata nyinyi kwa mpango yenu. Wacha niende, unajua mimi ni mkulima So saa hii tunavuna. Saa hii tunavuna ngano, tunavuna namna hii. Nikirudi Januari nitarudi na basi yenu, nitakuja ndawaletea basi. No.
Now, people have been asking this question, that why is it that when William Ruto says that he is going to give church 5 million to build church, it is a problem, and people are taking it differently. And William and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta on Sunday, when they were in Embu, he gave his envelope. Now, I want people to understand something here. That one of Uhuru Kenyatta specifically said that he's giving his friend. He's not giving the church. He's giving his friend. And he said that the envelope that is giving his friend is not as a brown one. He's going to give a different color. So Uhuru Kenyatta did not give to church. That one is not a contribution. It is something that you can feel like, let me just give my friend something, not the church. So specifically, that one of Uhuru Kenyatta was not a contribution. It was not something to be contributed to church, maybe to be divided, or maybe to do some project. It was specifically for the person that was being ordained, the bishop that was being ordained. I think now we understand each other. Now, this one of William Ruto specifically said that he's going to give so that the church can be built. Are you seeing? So Uhuru Kenyatta was to give to friend, a classmate. Of William Ruto is giving for building the church. Now, here is the interesting part of it. You can't imagine that right now the church is rejecting the money. And I'm very happy with the stand that right now, and I said this thing here yesterday when I was doing the story of Ole Sapit's statement. I said that right now, currently in this country, the war is only, the battle is in between the government and the churches. So churches are like the opposition. Because churches are the ones that now are opposing what the government is doing, instead of the opposition, the politicians that are in opposition doing their job. They've left this thing for the church. I really don't know even whether we have the opposition or not. They're just walking up and down, doing their own things without even minding what they're supposed to say, joining the government in this rotten era. Now, I'm very happy with the stand that the churches have taken. The same reverend, the reverend that was being offered 5 million by William Ruto to continue building the church. That is the Reverend Anyolo. Reverend Anyolo wrote a statement. And he wrote a letter actually, and this is what the letter says. Let me just read it. Archdiocese of Nairobi, Office of the Archbishop, URF, our ref, that is 18th November 2024. Statement on adherence to KCCB directives on political donations to the church. Greetings of peace from the Archdiocese of Nairobi. The Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops, KCCB, issued a statement on 14th November 2024 addressing critical national issues that requires urgent attention from the government. This statement was read in all the churches within the Archdiocese of Nairobi yesterday, Sunday 17th November 2024. The bishop have consistently maintained a firm stance on the matter of politicians donating money to the churches, highlighting the ethical concern and the needs to safeguard the church from being used for political purposes. The Catholic Church strongly discourages the use of church events such as fundraisers and gatherings as platforms for political self-promotion. Politicians are urged to refrain from turning the pulpit into a stage for political rhetorics, as such actions undermine the sanctity of worship spaces. The church is called to uphold integrity by refusing contributions that may inadvertently compromise its independence or facilitate unjust enrichment. Political leaders are urged to demonstrate ethical leadership by addressing the pressing issues raised by the KCCB, including political wrangles, corruption, politics of self interest, violations of human rights and freedom of speech, the culture of lies, issues surrounding NHIF, unfulfilled promises, misplaced priorities, self-agendas to extend terms of elected leaders, and over-taxation of Kenyans. The church must remain a neutral entity, free from political influence to effectively serve as a space for spiritual growth and community guidance. In light of the directives and in adherence to the Public Fundraising Appeals Bill 2024, under Section 10(2), it is deemed that any person who solicits or receives money of a benefit conduct a fundraising appeal, regardless of whether the representation made was direct or indirect. Such fundraising appeals requires a permit in accordance with the bill. Consequently, the donation made to Soweto Catholic Church on Sunday 17th November 2024 are in violations of these directives and the law. This includes the Governor of Nairobi donations of 200,000 Kenya shillings to the parish choir and parish missionaries council (PMC). The president donated 600,000 to the choir and PMC, and cash 2 million for construction of the father's house. These funds will be refunded to the respective donors. Furthermore, the promised additional of 3 million for the construction of the father's house, as well as the donations of parish bars by the presidents, are hereby declined. Christians are most welcome to attend church for their spiritual nourishment, but they are encouraged to do so as ordinary Christians without leveraging their positions for political gain. Yours in Christ, Most Reverend Philip A. Anyolo. Where? I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about that letter. I think after reading the letter, you all know what the letter is saying. I don't want to talk much about that letter, fellow Kenyans. I just want to listen to your thought at the comment section. After all, guys, that is all I have for today. Let me also know what you think at the comment section. But just a reminder, please, if we are meeting for the first time, don't forget to take a minute, click the subscribe button. You can also like, share, and drop me a comment at the comment section and tell me what you think and where you are watching this video from. Until we meet again in the next video, if it is possible, I have been your host, Boniface Owino. Bye-bye.